Hi, Julie.
Yes.
Hi. So you were quite a big star yourself in the 1980s, and you must have seen some amazing fashions in this time. Are there any dresses you remember distinctly wearing that you can't forget that was a real one-off outfit?
Well, apart from my wedding dress, I'd say the one that stands out the most is a Bruce Oldfield dress that he did for the Pirelli calendar that showed a little back cleavage from the weight of the sequins, so it ended up being in newspapers and magazines all around the world.
Fantastic.
My father was not too pleased with the little indiscretion.
I think I remember seeing that one. And your wedding dress itself, what was that like? Can you describe it to us?
Oh, it was beautiful. It was based on My Fair Lady, the race scene, because it was my favorite film. When I was a little girl, I wanted to be Audrey Hepburn.
Fantastic.
And it was mother of pearl sequins sewn onto hand-dyed Chantilly lace in a pale pink, very figure-hugging. It was like walking with a rope tied around my ankles and my knees, but it was absolutely gorgeous.
And what color was it?
Pale pink with mother-of-pearl sequins over it, so it kind of caught the light and shone other colors as well.
Beautiful. And your whole wedding was pink, wasn't it? There was even flamingos, is that right?
Yeah, pink flamingos. My ex wanted black panthers as well, but we talked him out of that one.
Wow. And why was it so pink? What was the idea behind that?
It was just my favorite color.
And when you met your former husband, can you remember what outfit you were wearing that day or evening?
Yes, I do. I had on a black skimpy bathing suit, an all-in-one one, but it was pretty skimpy, with a black lace dress over the top that I'd just been given.
And whereabouts was it? Was it at a yacht party or?
Yeah, we actually met on a coach going out to the yacht. The yacht was out in Long Beach, so we met at the studio here in Hollywood and then rode out there. And Nick was sitting in the aisle across from me.
And what was he wearing? Can you remember?
Yes, I remember exactly. 3/4 length turquoise pants, a T-shirt with the neck and sleeves cut out of it, tons of makeup and orange spiky hair, ballet slippers as well. You definitely stood out.
When you used to go out as a couple, did you spend a long time deciding who was wearing what outfit and stuff?
We're both pretty sure about the look that we want to wear. So, sure, I would ask him if he liked something when I bought it, but getting ready to go out, I didn't really spend too much time worrying over it. It was just a lot of fun.
And are there any things that you wore in the 80s that you absolutely would never wear now, Julianne?
I think I'd probably pass on the size of some of the shoulder pads that I wore back then.
And what about now for your own daughter? Have you kept many things that possibly she might wear, or?
Tajana's got a very strong sense of style of her own, and she's actually now my stylist. I turn to her for her opinion most of the time, so I don't know that she's too interested in my old things at this point. Do
you keep all your clothes from the 80s? Do you have like
I definitely kept all of Antony Price's dresses. I mean, I have it covered. If the V&A ever wants to do a lifetime retrospective, I've got them for them.
What other dresses have you kept, or suits, or tops, shoes, anything else from the 80s that you still have?
Shoes, not so much. I've kept a few Azadine Alaya leather outfits and a coat that Azadine gave me, a couple Thierry Mugler dresses.
And do you think that now 80s fashion is making a comeback, Julianne?
I think that, especially for women, a lot of it is just timeless. I mean, most of the dresses that I owned back then, if I could fit in them, I'd wear them now. Just that hourglass shape. It was a decadent time, so things were very elegant. I think can span the decades pretty easily.
Absolutely, that's very true. And how about being such a strong part of this 80s kind of explosion of the music and fashion? How do you feel when you look back on it now? Do you think it was larger than life, or was it just real at the time, or how do you look on it?
Oh, with really fond memories, but it does seem like a lifetime and a half ago. But it was such a fun time. I mean, it wasn't just about fashion, it was about the whole look, from big hair to hourglass silhouettes and filofaxes and power suits.
Big mobile phones, everything. And with Duran...
They were massive.
Yes, bricks they were. You must get a lot of people asking you now because Duran Duran, they are making another comeback now. How do you feel about that?
No one could be more pleased than I am. You know, I spent so many years like a nervous father in the waiting room at the studio, waiting for the albums to be born, months on end on the road away from family and friends. So, you know, I get great pleasure in seeing them do well.
A long, long process in building that music. Do you think it has changed much since the kind of early days?
Well, I think that Mark has done a really good job in meshing their old sound and making it sound current today.
True,
so
yes.
It's very cleverly produced.
When you look back on 1980s now, do you miss anything about it?
Yes, I miss my waistline.
But you look fantastic. You look just the same as you do then. And now, Julianne, you're writing a book, and you're a chef, and you also write for other things. So what is your book about? Is it does it dwell much on the 80s, or is it kind of all through the years?
Well, it's actually not an autobiography. It's a cookbook. I teach busy people how to simplify getting a healthy dinner on the table, while showing them that glamour doesn't have to end just because you put the apron on.
So is all recipes your book?
Yes. And there'll be a series of ebooks coming out too, teaching people how to use the personal chef approach for themselves.
And what's the title of the book, Julianne?
At the moment, it's called Dinner Accomplished, but we haven't completely settled on that yet.
And your blog and website is...
Actually, it's going to be moving. I'm launching a new interactive website that I'm really excited about that will be at juliannerhodes.com, so it's a little easier to remember.
Brilliant. Well, thank you so much, Julianne. It's been fantastic talking to you.
Lovely to speak to you, too.
I shall get back to you on more questions about that book later in the time, but thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye.